wasn't on YouTube. So let me start that over. YouTube, hey guys, welcome in. So what if I told you that according to James, it is possible to know all the right Bible verses, go to church weekly, say you believe in God, and still have a faith that is completely dead? That is what James says. It's not just my opinion. That is actually legitimately what James says. So tonight we're going to look at one of the most challenging passages in all of Scripture. James isn't asking whether you know about Jesus. He's asking whether your life proves that you know him. You don't evaluate someone else tonight, though. Ask God to evaluate you. So the point of tonight is to evaluate yourself, not somebody else. So we're not judging other people. We're looking at what God is telling us in our hearts, okay? So do me a big favor if you guys can. If you haven't recently, can you guys do me a favor? Push down on my nose and share me out really quick. That way we can kind of get pushed out a little bit. Make sure that we're getting shared out to everybody. And good morning. Hi, Brett. Welcome in. I'm going to knock you out, sir. I knock you out. Yeah, exactly, Sawdust. Exactly. Okay, so I think I had people requesting. And if I do, then I'm going to push on your nose. Yeah, Tony. Okay. All right, I'm going to drop the agency for now. Actually, I'm going to drop you because I can't give you money anyways. I have to figure out how to get coins on the agency account, which is why I'm taking tomorrow off. Okay, there you go, Tony. You're up, sir. All right, so let's open our Bibles to James 2:14 through 26. What? You were taking tomorrow off to rest. I'm taking tomorrow off to get some stuff done that I don't have time to do.
That's your version of resting.
Well, it's my version of de-stressing myself because I've got a giant pile of stuff that needs to be done, and I don't have enough hours in the day to get it all done. So I'm taking tomorrow off to get some stuff done. I gotta go to the bank. So the bank account for the business, I cannot get it to link to a PayPal. It won't let me use the debit card. And when I try to use the actual bank account, it tells me to give a secret word, and I never set up a secret word. So, okay, but let's get back to James. Yeah. So anyways, that's what we're doing tomorrow. Okay, back to James. So James 2:14 through 26. Faith without good deeds is dead. So what good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith, but don't show it by your actions? Can that kind of faith actually save anyone? Nah, I love it, Keith. Can that kind of faith actually save anyone? Man, I gotta keep my thing going here. My eyes are getting so bad, guys. This is not good. So suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing, and you say, goodbye and have a good day. Stay warm and eat well. But then you don't give that person any food or clothing. What good does that do? So literally, if you're I see somebody struggling and you're just yeah, good luck. Have a nice day. Be warm. Go eat some food, but you don't actually give them anything. What is that good? What good does that do? You see, faith by itself isn't enough. Unless it produces good deeds, it is dead and useless. Now, someone may argue, some people have faith, others have good deeds. But I say, how can you show me your faith if you don't have good deeds? I will show you my faith by my good deeds. You say you have faith, for you believe that there is one God. Well, good for you. Even the demons believe this. Even they tremble in terror. So you can say that you believe, in God, that you have faith, that you have all these things. Well, even the demons believe in God. Even the demons are afraid of God, right? But that doesn't mean that they have true faith, right? How foolish. Can't you see that faith without good deeds is useless? Don't you remember that our ancestor Abraham was shown to be right with God by his actions when he offered his son Isaac on the altar? My least favorite story in the Bible. Blah. You see his faith and his actions work together. His actions made his faith complete. And so it happened just as the scriptures say. Abraham believed God, and God counted him as righteous because of his faith. Do you want to pick this up? 25. He was even called the friend of God. So you see, actually, no, 24. You're not, I thought you were in James 2. Give it the program, sir. Yeah, start reading my mind if you're going to do this with me.
I'm not
I love
God.
it. I love it.
James, what?
Yes. What did I miss? Tomorrow or night? Okay. James. It literally says it everywhere. On there, says it here, 2:14.
Okay.
Through 26. So 24. Can you pick up 24?
Okay.
Yep.
You see that a person is considered righteous. Oh, wait. Wrong translation. You see, we are shown by the right to be right with God by what we do, not by faith alone. Rahab, the prostitute, is another example. She was shown to be right with God by her actions when she hid those messengers and sent them safely away by a different road. Just as the body is dead without breath, so also is faith is dead without good works.
So reading until 26. Was that it?
That was
okay.
It.
All right. I was trying to get music up while you were reading because this is being janky. And I don't like it when there's no music.
That phone is...
I know, but I can't do it on the computer because then it's too loud for them. I can't do it on here because then that doesn't work. So, yeah. All right. We got it. Music's going. Lisa gives some that... I don't like it when it's so quiet. It bothers me. All right, you guys let me know if the music gets too loud. I can. The computer's small enough I can bring it with me. If you want. I don't have that much tech stuff. This is just the computer that the church gave me to use. So they give it to me to use for church stuff, and they tell me I can use it for my stuff if I wanted to, which is really nice of them, and I love it. Okay, so now James continues the same theme that he's been building throughout this whole letter. Talking versus doing. And here, he couldn't make it any clearer or any more sobering. Y'all, let me know if the music's too loud, though, okay? Please. So, like, this entire Bible study, we've been talking about talking versus doing. Talking versus doing. And this is, like, flat out, like, yo, you can't do nothing but then talk the talk. You have to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk. Sir, are you okay? Yeah, he's got the squeakiest chair in the world, but then he starts coughing in the middle of it. Good Lord. It's okay. Keep on reading. It's okay. I'm giving him a hard time. That's it. Yeah, it's okay. This is our version of flirting. Isn't that right, babe?
Sure.
If you say so, Jed.
He goes, sure. All right, listen to your chair. We need a WD-40.
I know, I keep forgetting to grab WD-40.
Jed, lay off the chair.
I'm giving him a hard time because every time he moves, it's like,
Creaky house, creaky chair.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, that works. All right, so James 2:14 says, "What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him?" Help ministry, girl. Lisa, how are you, beautiful? Can that faith save him? James asks a simple but powerful question. What good is it if someone only claims to have faith, but their life never actually reflects it? He isn't asking whether works saves us. He's asking whether a faith that never produces works is genuine faith at all. It's good to see you, Lisa. I hope you're doing good, sweetheart. So then he gives an illustration. He says, if someone is poor, clothed, and hungry, and you simply tell them, go in peace, be warm, and be filled, then you do nothing to meet their needs. What good are your words if you're not doing anything to help them? They don't help anybody just by saying, oh, yeah, go do this, right? James says that's exactly what faith without action looks like. So also, faith by itself, it does not have... So also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. I don't think James could use a stronger language. He is saying it doesn't matter what you say. If you don't act, I don't care how much you talk about your faith, if you never walk it. You have to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk, right? Yes, exactly. Exactly, Sawdust. It's like telling your kids, I got you a puppy, but the puppy is dead. It's worthless. It has no life in it. That would be terrible. Y'all, that would be terrible. Speaking of, we might be getting another cat. Maybe. I don't know if y'all heard that yesterday. Hi, Warren. How are you? We might. A friend of mine at work, her daughter is not taking care of her cat, and she's, upset that she's not getting the love that she needs, so she might give her to us. And she's
Cats is dead.
yeah, there you go. Well, actually, so her daughter killed her other cat, and she's scared that that's gonna happen to this one. So she's like, I want her to go to a good home, and I said, well, we'll take her. Sawdust, how far? How far? I know, right? I know, Lori, right? Isn't that an awful analogy? I didn't write it. I didn't write this part, okay? I wrote some of this, but I did not write that part. That was not my my analogy. Sawdust, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, man. It's kind of far to get a kitten, at least. All right, so sometimes we admire people because they're great speakers or gifted teachers. We say, wow, they are such great Christians. And we all, that is not always the case, right? Keith, sir, sir.
Oh.
Okay, I'll get right on that one, Keith. Thanks for the tip, man. Don't stop. Thank you so much. So James says, don't stop at what they say. Look at how they actually live. So just because they talk the talk, you show me. They're mint. Honey, but I'm live and I'm doing a Bible study right now. It smells good. All right. Okay. I know, but I'm doing a Bible study. I forgot to show you. You showed me yesterday. I love you.
But not the blue.
Okay, walk away. I love you. Bye. Sorry, guys. Parenting life. You're fine, Jacob. You're okay. So don't just stop at what they say. Don't just listen to them, right? Look at how they actually live. A profession without transformation is empty. Then someone objects. You have faith and I have works, James responds. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. So he's saying, look, if you can show me that you have faith without acting it out, without doing something to be boisterous and show it off, right? So like, have yeah, I know, right? Sawdust, is it a Mancoon or something special? Like you have those people that will just be like boisterous and they're like, look at me, look at me, look at me. They gotta, every time that, the mic opens up at the front, they have to get up there, they have to say something. And you can tell, like, there's certain ones that you can tell that it's fake. You can tell that they're putting on a show. Those are the people that don't have faith without the works. Does that make sense? I think that's a good example. Like somebody that has to show off their works to be able to show that they have faith. Oh, that's really cool, Sawdust. That's really cool. Thank you, Lisa Marie, for the reminder. Yes, guys, tap it out. Help get us shared out. We have 12 people in here right now. I've got one new follower. Let's share it out and try to. No, actually, it doesn't count on TikTok Live Studio on the computer version. The refreshes don't count.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. The refreshes don't count. So I actually have to get new followers. That's okay though. All right. So in other words, you can talk all day about your faith, right? I'm going to simply let my life demonstrate mine. That's what the wording just came out weird. People should be able to look at the way that we live and recognize that we genuinely believe that God is real. Then comes one of the most sobering verses in the entire passage. Thank you for sharing me out, Olivia. I see you, girl. You believe that God is one. If you believe that God is one, you will do well. Wait, hold on. Then comes one of the most sobering verses in the entire passage. Basically, like, you may believe in God, but even the demons believe and shudder. James quotes from Deuteronomy 6, the confession every faithful Jew would recite daily. The Lord our God, the Lord is one, he says. You believe that? Great. So do the demons. In fact, the demons even go further. They shudder, right? They're scared of God. The picture is one of overwhelming fear, like your hair standing on end. The demons know exactly who God is. They believe he exists. They fear him, but they refuse to submit to him. That's the difference. That's the difference. Saving faith isn't merely believing that God exists. You can believe that God exists all day long. But surrendering your life to him is where real life changes the way you live. Do you want to read the next part? You want to help or no?
What's the next part?
This is. You want to read that?
The whole paragraph?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Exactly. You don't earn your way into heaven with attaboy.
Do you want to be shown, you foolish person, that faith apart from works is useless? He essentially is saying, how much more evidence do you need? I've already shown you that faith without works is dead. Do you still not believe it? So he points out to Abraham. The Jews highly respected Abraham. And James reminded them that Abraham's obedience demonstrated his faith. His works didn't create his faith, they revealed it. Then James gives another example. Rahab. Why Rahab? Because someone might say, well, Abraham was a spiritual giant. James says, then look at Rahab. She was a prostitute. Yet her actions proved that her faith was genuine. Whether it's Abraham or Rahab, the principle is the same. Real faith always produces action. James closes the chapter with one final instruction.
Institution,
Instruction, same thing.
That was good. One final institution.
For as the body apart from the spirit, as for the body apart from the spirit is dead, also faith apart from works is, turn the page.
Yes.
Dead.
Yeah, finish that.
Just as a body without a spirit has no life, faith without obedience has no evidence of life. This is an incredibly strong passage, and it forces every one of us to examine ourselves. Don't simply assume your faith is genuine because you know the Bible, which somebody in the YouTube needs to understand that.
There's nobody there.
Oh no, that one person from the other day.
I know,
says,
but we have
the
nobody.
Bible for 10
I don't
years."
know what's going on, but this is not working on the computer.
I don't know.
We got to figure out something. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Just because genuine, because you know the Bible, attend church, teach others, or because people complain. People compliment your faith. Instead, ask yourself, what did I do this past week because of what God showed me? After hearing his word, did I obey it? Did my faith move me to action? Because according to James, that's one of the clearest tests of whether our faith is truly alive.
Okay. All right. We're working on smoothing out who's going to do what when we do these together. So it's a process. It's a process. Are you guys bored? Are we boring you? Are you guys entertained?
First of all, I don't think anybody's bored. But second of all, we trust you, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
No, I know.
I think the commentary on how you're doing it is more distracting, and I'm being honest.
Okay.
I love what you're doing. It's wonderful to hear you working together.
Okay. Cool. That's good. Well, and I'm wanting feedback at the moment because we're doing something new. Like I'm trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and if it's working, and like feedback is good because it helps, us figure out what works. So
Absolutely.
I stand by my comment.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. Sounds good. I love it. Sawdust, you're a dork. I love you, but it's okay. You like the teamwork. All right, cool. All right. So
Makes the dream work.
all right. So
That was the next page.
I know. Why is it like?
Maybe it's a short one.
No, I think that was Francis's speech. Is what that was. Yeah. Okay. Now we're actually getting into the study part. That's what that was. I was like, why? Well, hold on. Wait. So, thinking about this, whether you're a gardener, a farmer, or someone who can't seem to keep a houseplant alive, one thing is true.
That's me. I keep the house.
He keeps them alive. I unalive them. One thing is true. Living things grow. Fruit trees produce fruit. Healthy plants don't have to be forced to grow. That's simply what they do because they're alive, right? James makes the same point about our faith. The passage that we read today has been at the heart of discussions about faith and works for centuries. People often ask, are we saved by faith or are we saved by works? That's an important question, right? And we've touched on it, but we're going to dig into it a little bit deeper. James is actually addressing something even more foundational. He's asking, what does genuine faith actually look like? So what kind of faith truly, really saves? What effect should faith have on our lives? James isn't interested in someone simply saying they believe. He's interested in whether or not that belief has transformed the way that they live. James begins by saying, what good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? Notice James doesn't ask if someone has faith. He asks if someone says they have faith. So there's the difference there. That's something that, hey, welcome in. Yeah, exactly, Lori. Faith leads to works. It does. They work in companionship, but you can't have one without the other. Like works doesn't get you to heaven. Faith does. I don't know. It's like they bounce off of each other. So my point with that last little statement was he doesn't say if somebody has faith. He says if someone says they have faith. Somebody that is pretending like they have faith when they really don't. He's challenging a profession that has never produced transformation. Then James paints a very practical picture. Seeing someone who's hungry, we're rehashing, but digging deeper with this guy. So the first part is Francis Chan. He does like a whole little speech and introduction into the passage and kind of like a brief overview of it. Now we're going to dig a little bit deeper into it. So if it sounds like I'm repeating stuff, it's because we're digging deeper into it now. So his illustration is, imagine seeing someone who's hungry and poorly clothed, and instead of helping them, you just say, go in peace, stay warm. I hope you find something to eat. Those are kind words. They're compassionate words, but they don't actually help the person. James asks, what good is that? The answer is obvious. It does no good at all. James applies this illustration directly to our faith. So faith by itself, that does not have works is dead. It doesn't matter how much you talk about your faith. It's pointless and it's worthless. It's dead if you don't actually act on it. He's not saying that good works saves us. He's saying that genuine faith always produces something. So like Lori said, faith leads to works, right? Living faith lives. Dead faith does not. Someone might object and say, you have faith and I have works. James immediately rejects that idea that faith and works can be separated. He says, show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. So you can't have, let's say it again. Show me your faith apart from my works, or from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. There's a difference.
Can't have one without the other.
Right. In other words, real faith becomes visible. You can't see someone's heart. You can't measure someone's beliefs, but you can see how those beliefs affect the way that they live. So there's two different types of faith that he breaks down. Faith without works, which is a dead faith, and there's faith with works, a living faith. The difference isn't that one person believes and the other doesn't. Both claim to believe. The difference is that one person's faith changes their life, while the other person's faith never leaves their lips.
I'll fix it too.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's not as loud for you guys as it is for me, but when he moves, it's like.
Maybe you should wear earplugs.
I know. It cracks me up though. It sounds like an old squeaky door. It's like.
Then she would never hear me.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just realized I got a ton of gifts. Thanks, everybody. That was so kind of you. I have to go. We have to go pick up my car. My transmission is shot.
Oh.
Yes, the Lord is going to provide.
Yay.
So we're going to go, yes, we're going to go pick it up and make next steps decisions. We love you all so much.
Yes, I love you too.
My transmission is louder. Oh, thank you so much. My transmission is louder than your chair.
Okay, well, there you go. So your chair's
hope
not
so.
the loudest thing in the world.
Amazing. Stop complaining about the chair.
I'm not even complaining. I'm just razzing him. So
God is good.
yes.
I'll let myself down. It won't
Yes.
make a difference. Guys.
No, I don't think it does. But yeah, you're good. I can let you down if you want.
Nope. I love you.
All right, I love you too. Thanks,
Bye.
girl. Bye. Yeah, no, we're supposed to. Yeah, and let's say a quick prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I just want to ask for a prayer over Olivia and her family. Lord, you see where they're at, the spot in their life that they are at now, and the changes that they're making. Lord, I just ask that you just continue to bless that family. You have done so much with that family. They have done so much for you and spread so much love and good for you that I just ask that you just continue to bless them and be there with them. Help them through this next part, figuring out this transmission and figuring out all the things that goes around with that, Lord. Help keep them, peaceful and eyes focused on you. And we know that you will provide for them. And I'm just asking for an extra little prayer of providing for them. In Jesus' name, I pray these things. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, exactly. PB Blast or Crisco something. Amen. Sawdust doesn't even say yours is too loud. I love it. I'm really honestly rising him, guys. I feel like comedic humor in the middle of this just gives it, so
More
it's
flavor.
not just all serious the whole time, Y'all know that I don't like to be serious nonstop, so you got to have a little bit of fun. All right, so flavor, exactly, Lori, exactly, flavor. That's it. All right, if anybody, nope, there's no guest request. Okay, I guess you can get back in my box if you want. Actually, I'm gonna put my backup account in here.
Oh.
No, because then that looks weird because it's my face. Oh, good Lord.
All right, come on, keep reading.
That's all, folks? Yeah, no, it's not. All right, so faith without works is a dead faith. There's faith with works, which is a living faith. The difference isn't that one person believes and the other doesn't. Both claim to believe. The difference is that one person's faith actually changes their life, while the other person's faith never leaves their lips. James makes one of the strongest statements in the entire New Testament. You believe that God is one and you do well. Got it. You believe that God is one, you do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. James quotes the great confession of Israel found in Deuteronomy 6:4. The Lord our God is the Lord is one. Every faithful Jew would have known these words. Believing there is one God is good, but James says it isn't remarkable. Even demons believe that. In fact, okay, sounds good, Keith. Have a good night, sweetie. Yeah, I should be off by the time B gets on, I think. So, in fact, the demons even go further. They shudder. They tremble because they know exactly who God is. The demons know there is a God. They believe he exists. They fear his power, and yet they refuse to submit to him. That's the difference. Saving faith isn't merely believing that God exists. Saving faith is trusting him, surrendering to him, and allowing that faith to transform the way we live. I feel like this really just repeated the same thing over and over. Hold on.
It's just a breakdown of what you repeated.
Yeah, but it's pretty much the exact same thing. So James points to Genesis 22 and he says, look, if you want to see faith, hold on. You want to see faith, look at Abraham. He was the father of the Jewish nation. James points to Genesis 22. God told Abraham to take his beloved son Isaac, the miracle child of God that God had promised him, and offer him as a sacrifice. This wasn't because God desired. It wasn't because God desired Isaac's death. Genesis tells us God was testing Abraham's faith, and Abraham obeyed. He built the altar. He laid Isaac upon it. He even raised the knife before God stopped him. His obedience demonstrated what he already believed. James says Abraham's faith was active along with his works, and his faith was completed by his works. James also quotes Genesis 15:6 and says Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. This is important. Genesis 15 comes before Genesis 22. Abraham was declared righteous because he believed God long before he offered Isaac. His works did not earn righteousness. His works demonstrated that his faith was genuine. His obedience fulfilled what his faith had already declared. Ooh, I like that. That's good. His obedience, guys, his obedience fulfilled what his faith had already declared. So he had faith in God, but by being obedient to God, he fulfilled what his faith had already declared. I like that. That's good. That's good. So, I'm trying to decide if I want to read through this because we've got 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Ish. I feel like everybody knows these stories already.
Well, if we read the Bible, and I pretty much feel like everyone has.
Right. Well, not really, but.
I mean, if there's somebody who desperately wants it.
So, two different stories of Abraham's faith, right? So, talking about where Abraham was told to leave his country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. He says, I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make you famous, and you will be a blessing to others. And Abraham departed as the Lord had instructed, and Lot went with him. So that's one demonstration of his faith. Yeah, no, it doesn't. You're right. These are like the stories of Abraham at the beginning. So there's one demonstration of Abraham's faith. The other one is God coming to Abraham and saying, do not be afraid, for I will protect you and reward you, and your reward will be great. And Abraham says, yeah, but what good are your blessings when I don't even have a son? Since you haven't given me any children, Eliezer of Damascus, a servant of my household, will inherit my wealth. You have given me no descendants of my own, so one of my servants will be my heir. The Lord says, no, your servant will not be your heir, for you will have a son of your own. Who will be your heir? Look up into the sky and count the stars if you can. That's how many descendants you will have. And Abram believed the Lord. So again, another example of Abram's faith, right? Abraham was, humanly speaking, the founder of our Jewish nation. So what did he discover about being made right with God? If his good deeds had made him acceptable to God, he would have had something to boast about. But that was not God's way. For the scriptures tells us Abraham believed God, and God counted him as righteous because of his faith. That's Romans 4:1-3. Love you, girl. Have a good night, sweetie. So in Hebrews, it was by faith that Abraham obeyed when God called him to leave home and to go to another land. So different versions of Abraham's faith, right? And together they paint a beautiful picture of Abraham's faith. Abraham believed God's promises even when they seemed impossible. He obeyed before he knew the outcome. He trusted God's character even when he couldn't understand God's commands. And that is huge, guys. So like, I'm going to use me as an example. We just did this the other day. I got rid of everything Harry Potter, right? Because he helped. Everything Harry Potter in the house that I've found so far, we got rid of it, which is very hard for me because I love Harry Potter, and Harry Potter is something I was very passionate about. So for me to get rid of it was hard. And I don't understand. I understand God's reasoning for it, but I don't understand God's reasoning for it. Yes, it's witchcraft. But I didn't like Harry Potter because it was witchcraft. I liked Harry Potter because of the story behind it. But God kept telling me, I kept hearing him say over and over and over and over and over again to get rid of it, 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 to get rid of it. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'm going to get rid of it. Right. And I did. So there's an example of, well, my point was, it's like, yeah, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you're like
invading the space.
Yes, it is. Exactly. So my point was, he obeyed before he knew the outcome. He trusted God's character even when he didn't understand what God's commands were for, right? Romans 4 often causes confusion because Paul also quotes Genesis 15:6. I threw it away. I threw it all in the trash. Hundreds of dollars of stuff in the trash. Gone.
No getting it back.
Nope. Romans 4 also causes confusion because Paul also quotes 15:6. He says some people assume that Paul and James disagree, but they don't. Man, JD's not in here, and he was the one that was saying that.
Oh well.
Paul teaches that they don't disagree. Paul is answering the question, how is a person made right with God? James is answering a different question. What does genuine saving faith look like? Paul teaches that we are justified by faith and not by keeping the law. James teaches that genuine faith never remains alone. So there's a difference, guys. Let's go through that again. Paul says, how is a person made right with God? James is answering a different question. What does a genuine saving faith look like? Paul teaches that we're justified by faith and not by keeping the law. But James teaches that genuine faith never remains alone. Real faith produces obedience. These two teachings perfectly complement one another. Faith comes first, works follow naturally. James isn't talking about earning salvation. He's talking about the evidence that salvation has taken place. You guys, a relationship with God changes us. That's the point. A relationship with God changes us. As James says, Abraham became known as the friend of God. Hold on, y'all. Since we got people dropping out like flies, I definitely think I need to make these shorter because I start losing people about this time.
I guess they're on to different lives.
That and or they're bored.
Oh.
So I think making them shorter is a good idea. So let me oh.
It's out there. It's public.
I know. I don't know why it doesn't get pushed out though. It's like nobody comes in. Okay. Sorry, guys. I know. I thank you, girl. I thank you, Lisa Marie. I appreciate you. I know that some of you guys are, here all the time and I appreciate the ones that are here all the time. I really do. I hope you guys know that. I appreciate how much you guys are supportive of us and all the changes that I'm trying to make, but good changes. So I think going a little bit shorter is a good idea though. And I feel like this one became really repetitive somehow. I'm not sure how I did that.
Yes, it was very repetitive.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're getting ready to go into Rahab, which didn't really talk about, so that's good. But I don't know how it ended up repeating itself so much.
I was just talking about.
I also was kind of in a rush when I did this, so that could be it. I don't know.
We talk about the contradictory portion of it that is not, and then leave it at that.
What do you mean contradictory portion?
Well, that part that JD wanted me to hear.
Oh, yeah. So talking about Paul and the difference between Paul and James. So James isn't talking about earning salvation. He's talking about the works that naturally flow. James isn't talking about earning salvation. He's talking about the evidence that salvation has taken place. A relationship with God changes us. As James says, Abraham became known as the friend of God. Friends of God begin living differently. Y'all, that's it. So here you go. You guys ready? I'm glad you're here, Heather. I love you, girl. So that's a key thing right there. When you become in a relationship with God, it starts changing you. You start beginning to live differently not because God says you have to live differently, but because it just naturally happens. As you change your relationship with God, you naturally start changing how you do things. Does that make sense? Hold on a second. I'm going to clean your guys' face. I think there's like stuff on this. I'm wiping your eyes. Much better. I think that looks clear. It was looking blurry. I don't know why. Maybe I hit it with my thumb or something and made a thumbprint on it.
Oh, it's possible.
You change out of love. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Keith. Exactly. So, then James gives another example of Rahab. At first, this seems surprising. Why move from Abraham to Rahab? Because James wants to show us that this truth applies to everyone. Abraham represents one extreme. Rahab represents the other. Abraham was a respected patriarch. Rahab was a prostitute living in Jericho. Yet both demonstrated genuine faith through their actions. Rahab had heard about the God of Israel, and she believed he was the true God. When the Israelite spies came into Jericho, she hid them and protected them, risking her own life. Her faith moved her to act. Joshua records Rahab's incredible confession, "The Lord your God, he is God in the heavens above and on the earth beneath." She didn't simply acknowledge facts about God, she entrusted herself to him. Matthew includes Rahab in the genealogy of Jesus. A former prostitute became part of the family line of the Messiah. God's grace transforms lives. Hebrews 11 includes Rahab in the great chapter of faith, or on faith. Why? You want to do the last part?
Sure.
I'm exhausted. Just read that last example.
Because her faith produced courageous action. Francis Chan summarizes James arguably beautiful. He gives these extremes and says everyone is about actions. Abraham was about actions. Rahab was about actions. What more do I have to show you? Then at the very end, he says, as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead. James finishes with one final illustration. Institution or anything like that. As the body apart from the spirit is dead, also faith apart from the spirit, works is dead. The Greek word translated spirit is, I believe that's pneum. T is probably silent.
Yeah, I want to say pneuma, maybe.
Pneuma. Pneuma. It can also mean breath. Think about that. A body without breath is a corpse. It still has the appearance of a body. Everything looks like it should be alive, but there is no life within it. James says faith without works is exactly the same. It may look like faith. It may sound like faith, but without evidence of transformed living, it is lifeless. Throughout history, people have debated whether faith or works are more important. James says that's the wrong debate. Next page.
Okay. Let me see.
You want to keep going? Or not?
I don't know. I want to see what it is because I don't want to keep repeating stuff. So we'll just kind of wrap this part here. So saving faith is believing in Christ. It is trusting him completely. It is placing your life into his hands. That relationship changes everything. Like Abraham, like Rahab, faith is confirmed by action. So as we close today, think back to our opening illustration. Healthy plants grow.
Squeaky.
Healthy plants grow, right?
Come on, Squeaky.
Fruit trees produce fruit. That's simply what living things do. James says living faith does the same thing. It bears fruit, right? It serves others. It obeys God. It loves people. It changes the way we live. So instead of asking, do I know the right theology or can I explain what I believe? James invites us to ask a deeper question. So, does my life show that I believe? Hey, Kelly, what's up, girl? By the way, I like how you changed your name. Since you're doing more TikTok on that now, I like that you changed your name. It's good. I have my backup is now Jen's Faith and Finds because I'm doing TikTok shop on that one. So it says take the time to evaluate your own faith. Ask God to reveal areas where your faith needs to become action. Talk with another mature believer about whether your faith is visible on both the inside and the outside. Look for practical opportunities to meet the needs of people around you, the hungry, the lonely, the hurting, the vulnerable. Consider serving regularly through a ministry, charity, food pantry, which we're doing that Saturday, which is going to be really cool, tutoring program, or another opportunity where you can demonstrate Christ's love. Support ministries that are faithfully doing these things. Plan something, then do it. Because James reminds us that genuine faith is never merely heard. It is lived. Y'all, it is lived, right? Living faith always bears fruit. James doesn't leave us wondering what real faith looks like. What real fruit looks like. Real faith obeys. Real faith serves.
It rubs off.
Real faith forgives. Real faith loves. Shush. Don't tell my secrets. All right, let me try that again. This is good. This is dramatic. You ready? Let's be dramatic about it. Okay. Real faith obeys. Real faith serves. Real faith forgives. Real faith loves. Real faith changes the way that we live. Listen, good works, good Lord. Good works don't save us. Jesus saves us. But when Jesus truly saves someone, he never leaves them the same. If your faith has never changed your life, James lovingly but firmly tells you to stop asking, did I say the right prayer, and start. I'm done.
Yep, it's time to wrap.
Where's my sound button?
When the words aren't wording, the wording must end.
Let me try it again, okay? Where was that? Where's that? James lovingly but firmly tells us to stop asking, did I say the right prayer? And start asking, has Jesus changed my heart? There's the difference, y'all. There's the difference. Because dead faith talks, living faith walks. Dead faith makes excuses, living faith obeys. Dead faith knows about Jesus, living faith follows Jesus. So here's the question I want you to wrestle with. If someone erased every word you've ever spoken about God, every social media post, every comment, every amen, every church attendance, would there be enough evidence left in the way that you lived for someone to know you belong to Christ? Y'all hear that? You want me to repeat it? You listening? You ready? If someone erased every word you've ever spoken about God, every social media post, every comment, every amen, every church attendance, would there be enough evidence left in the way that you lived for someone to know you belong to Christ? Because James says genuine faith isn't proven by what comes out of our mouths. It is proven by the life that comes out of our hearts. So, y'all, let's stay anchored in the truth, right? And what's the truth? The truth is, I just lost it. Thank you. Stay anchored in the truth. And the truth is, faith that saves is faith that shows. There we go. That's my truth line. I had a truth line, and I knew I had a truth line. I just couldn't remember it. All right, so that's our Bible study for today. I will make tomorrow's, not tomorrow. I'm not live tomorrow, guys.
Sunday.
I'm probably going to go live on Saturday because I'm not going live tomorrow. I will probably go live on Saturday. We'll see.
I might as well go live during the day then tomorrow because you're going to be home.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, guys, I might do a lunchtime live tomorrow. What do you guys think about that? Like, what?
Oh, nothing. You can do it downstairs.
Yeah. Like, what if I go live? Because I'm going to be home tomorrow, right? And I can't go live tomorrow night because we're going to our pastor's house for dinner. So what if I do? No, tomorrow night we're going to our pastor's house for dinner. And Saturday day, we're going to help at a food pantry. So we're really going to be technically working on Saturday anyways, technically. So I kind of thought about just going live Saturday. But I might just go live tomorrow at lunch and then maybe late Friday if we're home by like 8 o'clock. Maybe go live around 8 because I think that's what I'm going to switch to my live time to next week is 8.
Okay.
Do you think we'll be home from the gym by 8?
Oh yeah, if we leave right.
So if I do like 8 to 10 or 8 to 9, or do you think we'll be home by 7:30? We'll see. If we leave at 4:30, we're usually there about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be back by 6. So what if I did 7 to 9?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's what we're going to do. So next week, I'm changing up my live time, okay? It is technically, you're right, Keith, you're right. So here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow. Yeah, that's true, Keith, that's true. So tomorrow I'll go live. If I can, I'll do a lunchtime live. If not, then I'll do a late night one, like probably like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then starting next week, we're trying a different live time in the evening. I'm trying to open it up where more people can get on because a lot of people can't get on because of the time that I go. They're getting out of work, they're driving, they're, whatever. They're not able to actually be a part of it. So I'm going to try switching my live time to 7 to 9 Central. So 2 hours later. And then that also is going to relieve us a little bit of stress because we are like rushing out of here to go to the gym. Like right now we need to leave so we can get to the gym and be home by 9 o'clock and then we're not eating dinner until like 9 o'clock at night, which is not great. That's not good for our digestive systems. So we're going to try changing up the live time and see if that works better. And see if I reach a new crowd because I love you guys, don't get me wrong, but I have like the same crowd in here all the time now, and I'm trying to reach new people for the simple fact of A, trying to spread God, B, trying to spread the agency, C, growth and FYP push and all those things. I gotta meet some new people. So maybe switching to a later time will open it up for others to join. And if you guys can't join, then I will I don't know. I will be really sad. We'll have to figure it out. Because Keith, Tony, Kayla, and Lisa Marie are in here every day, just about. So I will be really sad if you guys can't join. Yeah, I know, Heather. I thought about that. I thought about that too. But a lot of the people that hang out in your room don't come to my room. And I don't get to catch your lives normally anyways. So it really doesn't change a whole lot there. And we could co-host. Just saying, we could do Bible studies together. Yeah, I thought about that too. Keith. Well, I thought we would give it a try next week and see how it looks. See how it plays out time-wise for my family, schedule-wise. What the room ends up doing. I thought we'd just give it a try next week and see what it does. And then go from there. But yeah, Heather, we could maybe do Bible studies together. We could, after I'm done with my James one, we could maybe pick one that we could do together. If I stick to that time. So, and yeah, and that would expand both of our networks because not everybody that comes in your room comes in my room, and not everybody that comes in my room goes to your room. So we could, help each other out. So. Yeah, no, Keith, you're right. I was thinking that too. At least 2 weeks. I'm going to see what next week looks like. I'm thinking for us, my home life, let's see how it looks next week. And then we'll go from there. TikTok wise and everything else, we'll see how that works. But I want to make sure it's going to work for the home life, especially.
If
so
the gym didn't close at 9 o'clock, it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, no, it still is a problem because I don't want us coming home to eat dinner at 9 o'clock at night. And I don't want to eat dinner before we go to the gym because then I'm going to end up puking it up.
Right.
So it's better to go to the gym, come home, eat dinner, then go live than the other way around. I don't know. We're trying to make it work. So we'll see how this goes. And yeah, we'll see how tomorrow works. So I thought about 8 p.m., but then I really don't want to be live until 10 because I go to bed at between 10 and 12. And I kind of want that later time with my kids. That's our downtime. That's like when we watch TV and stuff. It's usually by like 9, 10 o'clock. That's why I'm not usually in Heather's live, because we're usually spending time together as a family at that time. Yeah, it may be. And we might switch to 8 depending on later. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know. We'll play it out. We'll start with 7 and see if that gives me enough time to get home from the gym, eat something, and maybe like make myself look presentable again. And then we'll go from there.
You're always looking good.
Not after the gym, I'm not. I'm all sweaty. My hair's all in all directions, and the makeup's all running everywhere. You know, that type of thing. So
I think that's good looking.
Well, you may, but I might scare people away on TikTok. So,
That's
you
their
know,
problem,
I'm
not
already
mine.
scary enough. We don't need to add to it. Anyways, so we'll see. We're going to play it out. I don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. I'm going to go live at some point. So we'll see. And I probably won't do a Bible study. That way, like, you guys don't miss out on anything. I'll just do something fun. And then
And yes, I will be here.
we'll see how next week works. I'll be live Sunday at 5 like normal. So, and Heather might be able to join me this week. I'm not sure. We might be able to do meal prepping together on Sunday. So that'll be good. Sound good to you guys? I've lost everybody. I'm not everybody. There's still 8 people in here. I don't like the fact that I don't consider new followers when you guys refresh on this. So I've made oh, it says one more. Let's refresh. Let me refresh real quick. Hold on. Let me refresh and see if it works. Let's see. That works. Okay, cool. So up here it tells me I don't have any new followers, but in the live reward part where it actually counts, it does say it. So cool. Very cool. So did we have more views? Let's see if we had more views than what we normally do, guys. I'm wondering if this will get more views. This activity. I wonder if it'll create more views. Let me see. I don't see. I had, still only 158 views. I broke my algorithm, y'all. I don't know what I did, but I broke something because I went from 1,000 views alive down to 500 alive, now to 158. Something is not working right. So that's another reason why I kind of want to see about switching the time frame and see if that works, you know? We'll see. But all right, I'm done rambling at you guys. I'm sorry, I've been yabbering. I'm gonna let you guys down out of the box. Slowly but surely. It is so much easier to control the boxes though with a mouse versus my fingers. So much easier. And I'm gonna take this off because I want to see settings. Change layout. No layout. Save. Does that work? Hey, it worked. Cool. All right. I like this. I think this looks good. What do you guys, is the scrolling words too much? So here's the other ones that I've got. I'm making this one for my morning live. And I actually got a new picture to add to that. So let me do that while I'm live because it's easier to do when I'm live. I'm ending YouTube, by the way.